Hello children, so we have finished gluing our pieces together. So we have a first, second and third pile. Now we said we need to cut them, so it might be a good idea to, before you go ahead and cut them, to leave them to settle a bit, depending on the type of glue you used. If your glue was particularly liquid, it will need to dry out first. You don't want to be cutting through wet paper, so leave it to dry for a bit, and then you cut it. So this should be manageable now to cut. This is the thickest combination because it has 5, so there's only 3 piles, so each one has 15 sheets of paper, and plus the first and last is an extra sheet of 16, which really is just about okay to cut with scissors. So just do it slowly, take your time. The neater you cut your edges, the better they will be on your balloon. Now the shape is shaped like that. If you prefer it to be a little bit more slender, you can change this curve a little bit, that's fine as well. So we're following the line, just make sure that they're all the same on all of your pieces, like that. Again, can you see that that isn't quite straight anymore, so we also trim this a little bit. So take your time doing this, a little bit at a time. Please ask your adults at your home to help you, because this might be quite difficult to cut, especially if you're trying to use really small scissors like these. I mean, I can have a little go doing this one, but I suspect it's a bit harder to do. If you're one of the younger children as well, it might be difficult. Can you see it's a little bit harder to control these scissors? Now, before we actually carry on to the next one, we don't want to forget which way it goes. We always start with the green, so it's going to be upside down, so we know it goes like that. But once we cut them all, they're all going to look the same. So don't forget to remember that that's your 1 before you cut them all and you think, oops, I forgot which is which. So that's your 1, and then we repeat the same with the number 2 and the number 3. We cut them all up. Okay, so now that we have all 3 pieces cut and we know which is which, we want to start with 1, because that's the one that was first. So that's our 1, so pop it in there just so that you remember that's 1, and we are going to glue it down the B lines and attach a second one on top of the B lines of the first one. So 1 is the B line, sorry, if we move this out of the way so you can see our lines. So it's the B lines coming down to position this roughly in the right place, and we're going to glue down the B lines. There we go, and we then take our number 2 set. So green being the first color on top, so that goes on top. Try to line these now that they're cut. Now that they're cut, line them up as fast as you can. Press down because it's quite deep down now underneath all these layers. Okay, so we've done that one. We've done the 1. This is the second set, so we need to do gluing down the A lines to put the third one on top. So A lines are here. And we put our third one on top of the second one. If you have more sets, you will just carry on until you get them all done. So we have them all together here now. There we go, like that. Here we go. Now, the other two pieces we said we needed from the magazine, we're going to cut them out as well, because we need them to strengthen. And we said we're going to just trim it just a little bit. Might be difficult for you to see this, but just a little bit shorter than the edges. I'm going to stick them down completely to the first and last piece. Okay, so completely going to stick them down. So you need your glue and apply it to the whole sheet. Again, don't drench it too much. We don't want it to be starting to leak off the edges, because you will then stick your honeycomb openings if you have glue leaking down the sides. You won't have enough to stick it down, but not too much. There we go, like that. If there's any surplus glue on the edges, just wipe it a bit off with a bit of tissue. There we go. Press that down. There we go. And then we are going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is really all our gluing finished. Now we can have a little peek. I know you're really impatient and you want to see what it looks like, but you have to be patient with yours. If your glue was a little bit more wet than mine, because I had a few breaks between my layers, if you're doing it all in one go, it might all still be a little bit soft and wet. So you wait until you wait before you cut it, and also wait before you start opening it out. So that's what it looks like. So the next thing we need to do, we need to start piecing our little holes on the top and in the bottom, because we need to tie it up before we fully open it all out and attach it to the other side. So I'll see you in the next video where we'll be joining the balloon together. See you in a bit. Bye.